So today we're going to talk about money and your stability, your security, and honestly how your financial world is being influenced not just by you, but maybe even someone who's close to you, maybe your partner, your parents, and we'll kind of see what the cards tell us and let those guide our message for today. So as I finish shuffling up here, we, as always, have our Challenger card, our Mirror card, and our Helper card. So this is going to be a 3-card spread for you. And I'll go into what each of these means as we go along. So to start off with, we have our Challenger card. And this is the card that tells you what exactly is standing in your way right now. So here we have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords represents what is standing in your way right now. And right off the bat, this card, it's a card that doesn't really sugarcoat anything. It's that feeling of being pinned down, like something has already run its course and left you with no choice but to face the fallout. So when it comes to money, this can show up as financial ruin, or at the very least the fear of it. So you seeing this doesn't necessarily mean that you are in financial ruin, but it could mean that you are, it's really weighing on your chest right now. It's something that's heavy on your mind, something where you might be losing some sleep over it. And it's this cycle of hitting rock bottom. You know, it could be bad debt, bad investments. Maybe you trusted somebody with money and they're letting you down right now. And it's that sense that you have right now of how could everything possibly get worse than this right now? But the thing about the Ten of Swords, it does show endings, yes, but it also shows the final ending. So it's not about being stuck in this pain forever. It's that moment before the rebuilding starts. So the hardest part has already hit you, and now the only way left for you is upwards. But I can't ignore that for some of you, this might involve your partner or your parents or somebody else's decisions weighing heavily on your financial life. Almost like you are paying for choices that you didn't even make necessarily. So now we'll move on to the Mirror card. And this card reflects your current situation and what you need to be aware of. And here we've pulled the Queen of Swords. And again, this is another powerful one. The Queen of Swords is a sharp, clear, and above all, she's honest. And that's the mirror right now. You're being asked to look at your financial situation without any illusions and without excuses. And the Queen of Swords is about clarity, cutting through lies and facing the truth head on. Maybe you've been avoiding looking at the full picture, like your credit card balance, or what's really happening with your partner's spending habits, or even your own relationship with money. The Queen of Swords here is asking you to stop romanticizing, to stop pretending that everything is just going to work itself out, and instead to sit down with that sharp mind of yours and say, okay, this is what's real, and this is what needs to be done. The Queen of Swords really wants you to start taking that action. And the Queen also tells me that you're in a place right now where emotional thinking around money isn't going to serve you. You know, you can't make choices because you're scared, or because you want to make someone else happy, or because you're trying to avoid conflict. This is about being rational, strategic, even a little cold if you have to be. You know, and it doesn't mean that you need to be cruel. It just means that you need to start protecting yourself and your financial future by using your brain and not your heart right now. And lastly, we have our Helper card. And this card is what you should focus on right now and what will help you the most. So here we have the Two of Serpents. And the Two of Serpents is all about balance and juggling and adaptability. And let me tell you, this fits really perfectly because the Two of Serpents is showing that the way forward is not to throw everything into one basket or one solution. It's about learning how to juggle, how to keep things moving while you're getting your footing back. And this might look like balancing two jobs or keeping a tighter budget while making space for small joys. And by no means should you be giving up all joy in your life. You know, there are creative ways of not spending money and still having fun. And that's where that balance comes in with the Two of Serpents. You know, don't just take everything away from yourself. And it also means that you and your partner might actually need to sit down and balance the financial scales between you two. You know, what's fair, what's equal, what needs to shift so you're not carrying all of this weight by yourself. So this card reminds me of someone learning how to walk on a tightrope as an example. You know, it's not about standing perfectly still. It's about constantly adjusting your weight, keeping your eyes forward, and also not looking down. So if you've been hoping for some quick fix or some magical windfall to make all of this go away, that's really not the message here. The message is that you can handle it, but you're going to have to stay flexible, you're going to have to stay alert, and you have to be willing to rebalance over and over until things stabilize for you. And that means trying things as well. That means stopping things once you notice that they're probably not going to work out. And with that, you build that natural balance and things are going to start coming together for you. So to pull all of this together, we have the Ten of Swords that's telling me that, yes, you've been through it. Financially, something has felt like a collapse, like you've been left to pick up pieces that maybe you didn't even break. The Queen of Swords is asking you to face that reality with absolute clarity. No more lies, no more hiding from the numbers or from your partner's truth. And the Two of Serpents is showing that balance can return. But remember, this isn't going to be instant, and it's not going to be easy, and it's something you're going to have to actively work at every single day. But I'll tell you this one thing. The beauty of this spread today is that it doesn't leave you with the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is the beginning. And with the Queen, you gain this wisdom and strategy. And with the Two of Serpents, you learn how to move with life instead of being crushed by it. And together, these cards are telling me that money has been a source of pain for you. But it's also the arena where you're about to prove to yourself just how strong, sharp, and capable you really are. And if this does involve your partner, then this is about drawing a line and setting boundaries and making sure that you are not sacrificing your future for somebody else's mistakes. So there very well could be a serious conversation in the horizon for you, and one that you need to make. So this is not the end of your story with money. This is the chapter where everything is going to shift, where you stop letting money control you or letting someone else control money for you, and instead take the reins yourself. And that's the real message overall with this. And I believe that you can do it. If you've been brought to this video, then I believe that this message was meant for you. Let me know in the comments if you are having this issue or how you're planning to get yourself out of it and how these cards might help you with it. Beyond that, I would appreciate if you like and subscribe this video, and we'll be back next time.